Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. We don't have to get anything through meditation. We will not get anything. Spiritual practice is the practice of giving up. It is a practice of undoing. It is the practice of unbecoming. So what we have to give up? We have to give up the wrong notions. These are our creation. Wrong notions are not created by God. That is our property. We have to give it up. So two wrong notions, we carry the burden. First wrong notion is I am body, and second wrong notion is I am a soul in the body. Therefore, yesterday we have seen asana practice for getting rid of the body identification. Today we will learn something about the practice of pranayam for helping us in getting rid of body identification. Health will be a byproduct. Let us not get too much lost in health and longevity. That is like the small kids, when they don't study, they are given some lollipop. If you study, you will get one chocolate. This has nothing to do with spiritual practice. So, let us know something about pranayam. And the purpose of pranayam is getting rid of body identification. So, pranayam is done. Breathing happens. We don't do breathing. So, this pranayam, when it is done, what is that which is additional to the breathing? Why we should do pranayam? Breathing anyway we are doing. So let us learn the basics. Normally we breathe very superficially. And a healthy person breathes 15 times per minute. So, in that breathing, what is happening and what should happen? What is happening is a casual transfer of the oxygen and carbon dioxide exchange in the lungs. But it is only at a superficial level. And when we do pranayam, we do deep breathing. In the deep breathing, our lungs get fully filled. And therefore, there is more surface area for the blood vessels, capillaries, to exchange the CO2 and O2. All the gaseous toxins, not only carbon dioxide but others also, they are all exchanged in the pulmonary capillaries. This is the purpose, so that we have to artificially, with efforts, do a lot of deep breathing. Now, the second point. Whole day we keep on eating. That's the major part of our life's activity. Right from morning. Breakfast के लिए क्या है? Sir खाओ. This is the biggest challenge for me. I go to all the houses throughout the world. They will never ask about Paramatma. Swami ji, breakfast के लिए क्या बनाओ? Lunch के लिए क्या बनाओ? अरे खाने तो दो. The major part of our life is eating, eating, eating. And that too we eat up to the nose. So pranayam stopped. And when all that good food goes inside, what happens to the food? Three things. The digested, assimilated food, a part of it goes in the tissue building. Tissues are built by that. Digested, assimilated food. A part of it goes in providing energy for all our faculties. And the unwanted food parts, called as the garbage, is thrown out of our body. In one Upanishad, this question comes. The subtle is always supporting the gross. This is the rule. So, the vision supports the colors and forms, mind supports the sense organs. So the student asked this question, Sir, how the food is gross, how can it give energy to the mind? It is the mind which should give energy to the food or digestion. The teacher says, you are very intelligent. Chant Purusha Sukta. So he chants. Om Sahasra Shirsha Purusha Sahasraksha Sahasrapad Sabhumim Vishvato Vrutva Atyatishta Dashangulam. Don't worry, I am not going to chant. Shuru ho gaya. He said, very well done. Then he says, now from today onwards, for next 1 week, you are not going to eat anything. That's the rule, the orders of the Guru. So, 1 day gone, no food. 2nd day gone, no food. 3rd day, he is somehow dragging himself. 4th day, the teacher calls him. Beta, how are you doing? Huh? Come sit. Do you know Purusha Sukta? Chant. Sahasra, Pad, Sahasra. I am not able to remember. Never mind, it happens sometime. Now go and start taking little bit of lime water and little bit. Don't eat suddenly. Eat slowly. Again 3-4 days he slowly eats food and becomes normal. Then again the teacher, how are you? I am doing all right. Will you please chant Purusha Sukta? No. Experiment was done. The gross food, how it supports the subtle mind. Have you experienced? See? So we keep on eating, and part which is not required by the body is thrown out of the body, and matter is in 3 forms: solids, liquids and gaseous. So solids are thrown through the fecal material, liquids are thrown through the urination, and gaseous toxins, they keep on accumulating in the bloodstream. They are not thrown. I am not talking about a gas emission. That is a different thing. It is a fermentation. It is not the toxic ones. See? So those gaseous toxins keep on accumulating in the bloodstream, and the blood becomes saturated, and as a result of this, The additional toxins, they get deposited between the two bones. That area is called as joints. And therefore, when you break your joints, you feel good, is it not? Now what breaks there? Nothing breaks. Now what is that feeling at feeling good? Because those joints were containing those gaseous toxins, it was having a tension there, and because they are toxins, they were eating the heads of the bones, they were acting on the cartilaginous disc if it is there, and those toxins were dehydrating the synovial fluid. Net result is joint pains begin. So what has to be done? Remove those toxins. Not by bleeding, but by pranaya. If somebody has constipation, it can be seen from his face. A constipated person has got a distinct face. You also must have seen sometime in a gathering, people are sitting, some deep topic is going on. Suddenly one person gets up, kicks everybody and goes out. Another feels, why this fellow got up like that suddenly? It was not sudden. He has reached the height of BP. You know BP? Bladder pressure. When that bladder pressure reaches the limit, no question of anything. Get out. Release. Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat. See friends, exactly the same way, these gaseous toxins create tremendous pressure. On what? On the mind. See, like you are sitting here, imagine, it is not there, but you can imagine. There may be a very small pebble or stone, very small, on which you happen to sit, which you have not seen. Now your biological cushion will take care of it for some time. But after some time, it will start poking. Then every now and then, isn't it? Exactly the same way, these toxins act as stimulus for the mind to get agitated. We don't want to think, but we can't stop thinking. Now, who is troubling us? Think. I don't know to think. Who is doing that? It is these metabolic toxins. Like we have to go every day to toilet 2-3 times, for urination for 2-3 times. Exactly the same way, we have to cleanse our blood of these metabolic toxins. And when this is done, maybe 2-3 times a day, and you all are expert yogis, so I don't have to tell you. You can do Anulom Vilom, or you can do deep breathing, and do it for maybe 50 times Anulom Vilom. That will cleanse your system. And one most important thing happens by practice of pranayama. You discover patience. Because when you are doing Anulom Vilom pranayama, it will take its own time. See? It is not Bhasrika. Doggy. Dog's pranayama is Bhasrika. Human beings is not. Simple it is. So, when we are clear about this, that pranayama is meant for this purpose. Now, one more important point. When we are doing pranayama, patience is developed. And where do we require patience in our life? The most important area where patience is the most valuable thing in life, and that thing is talking. That thing is anger. Like one person asked me, Swamiji, I become too angry sometimes. How to control the anger? I said, you count depending upon the intensity of your anger, numbers. Suppose your anger is average, not very strong. Count 20. 1, 2, 3, 4. By the time you reach 20, that what you call momentum of anger will slowly cool down. That is patience. But if you have very strong anger, count 100. I did it. How did you do it? 100. Boom. No. Similarly, many times we talk unwanted. How much we talk. This is worth observing as a spiritual practice. See, suppose one person is talking about anything you take. This internet speed. On that internet speed, there will be voluminous discussions. The reason is we want to get involved. This is how we get involved in this world. See, friends, these things you don't get in books. Our life teaches us this. See? And all this can be controlled by one quality, patience. Our Shirdi Sai Baba, Saburi and Shraddha. Saburi is patience. You have to have patience. And when the patience is not there, you go, Swamiji, I am doing meditation for last 1 week, nothing has happened. So to whom? Now they say there is a peace after you do meditation. I say yes. When you do meditation in your house, there is peace. Because you are booked already. Have patience, patience. Like this is clear, then when we do pranayama now, we should have this clarity. We are not going to get anything. Only cleansing process. Dhobi ghat. Clean your blood. And for that, as you all know, when you do this pranayama for some time, thereafter, when you are doing this slowly, in between I will give observations and instructions. In fact, in congregations, because ours is a very small one and big hall, and the windows are open, isn't it? I think this window is open. So there is no harm because we are breathing from the same common source. Air is not separate for each one of us, it's common source. Therefore, when in a small place, too many people jammed and do pranayam, you exchange viruses. Okay. Now, Anulom Vilom, you do that. Or another way is only deep breathing. And it's also very simple. First of all, I'll explain, don't do. Understand. First, we have to breathe. Let us understand lungs first. Our lungs are divided in two parts. Lower lobes, upper lobes, cardiac lobes and what they call, I don't know, some other lobes. So, when we breathe in first, we have to fill in the abdominal lobes. For our simple understanding, we'll call it stomach and chest. So first we fill in the stomach, and then we fill in the chest. Then we breathe out from the chest. Then we breathe out from the stomach. To begin with, the thorax and the abdomen, they are divided by a curtain called as diaphragm. Now this diaphragm is attached to the rib cage, and the central part of the diaphragm is attached to the sternum, what is called as the spiritual heart. It is here, for the first time, the throb happens. When a child is born, and if he doesn't cry, then the other people start crying. So what the nurses do? They lift the child, urdhva mulamadashakam. They hold the child upside down. And they take extremely cold water and splash on the body of the child. That creates a spasm. And as a result, that consciousness gets activated. And from then onwards, when it gets activated, what happens? Now be attentive. Our diaphragm is like a dome. Concavity is on the abdominal side, convexity is on the thoracic side. So when this first throb happens, that time the diaphragm becomes flat. When it becomes flat, naturally a vacuum is created in the thoracic area. And as a result, air is sucked in. So breathing in is a passive process. Breathing out is an active process. And till such time this throb continues, breathing will continue. Now when we are breathing hurriedly, the exchange of gases doesn't happen. So we breathe slowly and deep. So when the air goes deep into the lungs, it is exchanging the gases comfortably, fully. And as you do it n number of times, you will feel kind of a relieved experience of the pressure of these gaseous toxins. The mind will start remaining naturally unagitated. Will remain quiet. See. And when this happens, initially we will have a little bit of awkwardness. We will not be able to do it. But by practice, everything is possible. So how to do it now? So first, we squeeze our diaphragm inside upward. That will create a pressure on the lungs, and lungs will be like we squeeze the cloth after drying, after washing, squeeze it out. So it is completely emptied. And thereafter, then start breathing slowly by both the nostrils, slowly go on filling the lower lobes to such an extent that it no more can inflate. After that is filled, then come to the chest, the cardiac lobes. Then you start filling them fully. And after they are fully filled, then slowly start breathing out from the chest area first, and then from the abdominal area by again squeezing the stomach or the diaphragm inside upward. This is the process. And this has to be done slowly. See. Now, I'll just demonstrate, don't do it. And what I'm showing, you don't have to show to anybody. See, first of all, we squeeze the abdomen inside upward. This makes one pranayam. And it has to be done slowly. Instead of 15 times per minute, our frequency can be reduced up to 2 or 1 or 3 per minute. By that, the blood gets completely cleansed. Initially, we won't be able to adjust this. First fill in the apical lobes, then the cardiac lobes. This doesn't happen immediately. But when I feel, first just don't worry, ho jayega. In one go, nothing happens. See? Slowly try. And then slowly when you do it, thereafter, what are the problems, etc., we'll tell you when you start doing it. Now, as I told you how to sit properly. Let the weight of your body land on the pin bones or the sitting bones. Your hands are in your lap, properly interlocked. We are cheerful and happy. We are not here as a punishment or any compulsion. In our heart is our beloved Lord and Guru Maharaj. They protect us and guide us from within. At this moment, we are nobody. So all the past is dropped. We don't plan anything what we will do after meditation. So the future is dropped. Now we are in the utter present. Now we start this process of pranayam separately, independently. Don't have to look at anybody. You can now begin. Please continue and listen. Time required for breathing in and out must be equal, but it won't happen initially. And for that, like yoga tells to count the numbers, please do not count any numbers. Mind will be created. Rhythm slowly develops. Now breathe normal. You will observe. Now your breathing has become extremely slow and shallow. Because body is firm, steady, and without much efforts, relaxed. Now we take over the mind. With this cool disposition, you may chant whatever mantra you are chanting slowly and steadily. This mantra chanting will help us in stopping the initiation of thought process. Whatever mantra you are doing, do that. If you are not doing any mantra, take anything or Sri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. You will slowly develop perfect synchronization between one breathing and one mantra. So we breathe in and breathe out. During that period, one mantra is chanted. This synchronization of breathing and chanting is a master key. It is not just ordinary. The importance and value of this synchronization is we breathe effortlessly in the present. That is our Kriya Shakti. And chanting the Lord's name is our Jnana Shakti. So when these two are perfectly synchronized, without any efforts, we start remaining only in the present because we breathe only in the present. Now we don't have to worry about the past memories or the future problems. By proper practice, mind learns to remain in the present. And all the past is slowly evaporated. Initial days, thoughts will come. Don't fight with the mind, only remind. Again, take up to synchronize chanting and breathing. Observe that your body has become heavy. There is no movement of any kind, and the upper part of the body has almost disappeared from the mind. Only where the weight is felt that we get some kind of feeling. Because the mind is now only in the present, therefore slowly it is breaking the boundaries of past and future and merging with the absolute mind. Take deep breath slowly and see how the mind is slowly included and the body is taking the shape. Move the toes and fingers. Now the story begins. I am inside and the world is outside. Offer this at the feet of the Lord as our puja, as our prayer. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnaat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.